And that's where I'm going to get onto the idea that you have to do hard things. That is also a non-negotiable, because life's going to pin you down and going to fuck you up. So you're going to have hard experiences. Everyone's going to have trauma. Everyone's going to have stress. Everyone's going to struggle, not understand life. We're all going to go through shit that hurts us, that we find hard. And I'm a person that finds everything hard. Everything new's hard. Everything I've done before is hard. And I struggle with that. I struggle with having to cope and deal with things because I find things difficult. But through exercise, growing up, I've always done exercise. And I know it's made me sort of the person I am. To have the mindset of wanting to get past hard things, to wanting to accomplish hard things, whether I do it or not, whether I achieve the goal, whether I'm the best at something, it's irrelevant because I'm attempting to do hard things. And what it does is it makes, like I said, everything in life easier. Guaranteed. If you work hard at exercise, life becomes easier because you're doing something hard. You're choosing to put suffering into your own life, and it becomes, the end product becomes positive. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking on the video. Just want to let you know you can also listen on Spotify if you don't end up finishing. I also post the best bits on Instagram, Shorts, TikTok, so check them out. Links are in the description. But yeah, enjoy. So the same as last video, we're going to continue with the big budget production, and we're going to start off with what this video is about. And it's why exercise is a non-negotiable. And for me, exercise changes my life. To me, it's a must. To me, I have to do it. And I'm no health expert. I'm not this guy that's the best of the best at anything. I'm not the guy who's got abs, who's got muscles, who's a champion, who's got medals, who does all this sort of stuff. No, I'm just someone who exercises because it improves my life. And it's a must do. If you do not do it, you have to start. And for some people, and this is mainly for people that either have never done it before or just cannot get themselves to be doing exercise, because you're the sort of people that you've not really experienced the true benefit of exercise. Most of us might go here and there and have breaks, and maybe we find it hard to be disciplined and to actually stay at it, because at the end of the day, stuff like going to the gym is more boring than doing other exercise, like playing football or a competitive sport. That gets you going. You don't really think I'm doing exercise. But the gym is a simple option. And you don't have to just go to the gym to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. You just have to go to be healthier, to benefit yourself. You don't have to think of it too deeply about split sets, training programs, and protein and carbs and fat and dieting. You don't have to do all that. You just have to get yourself to the gym, and if you eat whatever you want, that's okay. You will still get the benefits of exercise. You will become obsessed. You will find yourself getting more interested in it once you see the benefits that exercise brings, which is where we're going to come on to the first point, and that is health. Now, there's no debating. We all know that going to the gym and exercising is healthy for us. There's no debating, everyone knows it. But I'm going to delve into the different types of health benefits that you will get from it. People don't assume that you're going to get mental health benefits with it. You just assume you're going to go and physically you're going to wear yourself out and improve yourself, and you're going to go for a boring exercise, and sure, you'll be physically better. But mentally, for me, it's where the game is. when it comes to exercise, because I've gone through periods where I don't do exercise and where I do exercise, and I know which person I prefer. I know which life I prefer. I prefer the life where I'm doing the exercise, because for some reason mentally, every task in your life just is different, because you're sort of on the go. You're sort of in the rhythm of something, of doing. And it's not... The way I would describe not doing exercise is you're a little bit asleep. You're a little bit lazy. You're not as up for everything as you probably should be. And it's that small little change that does influence other things in your life. And there's also no negative to being physically fit, to being physically healthy. It's an easier life when your physical body is healthy. I don't think people realize that. And I can say that, especially from dieting. You don't realize the impact of the food that you have on sort of who you are and how you are. And it's the same with your physical body. To be able to move around and do things. You know, I was thinking the other day, I saw someone who was overweight, and I'm imagining them. And me and my gym sort of story at the moment is I'm trying to lower my body fat percentage. I used to be 9%, so I want to get back to 9%. And I'm 13% now. And it's a little journey getting down to 9% again. And I'm thinking, you know, those are the small little battles I'm trying to win. And yet I'm seeing someone over here who's overweight, and I'm thinking, you've got more fat on you than muscle. The majority of your weight is fat. What you're carrying around day to day is double what you need to. You're making your life harder than it needs to be. And I understand it's not some simple solution. I'm not saying just get to the gym, you fat fuck. I'm not saying that. I understand there's difficulties. I understand why people get caught up in becoming fat. And I've not been there. But like I said, I've been 9% body fat and I've been 15% body fat. And 15% just creeps up on you. And if I wouldn't have had that sort of break, or that sort of pulling myself back and saying, listen, let's get a grip of this. Let's get back into the gym properly. Let's focus on this, because you could let yourself go here. And sure, it's a bit serious. And there is points of life where you should enjoy yourself. And that's not where I'm not saying with this video you have to become an athlete. Just go to the gym. Just move your body and exercise. Because the physical and the mental health benefits, you can't describe it, because it's such a feeling and such a change and such a difference. So you have to work away and get in yourself to do physical exercise. And the biggest thing I've noticed from when you have your breaks and when you come back into it, the massive difference is you have better moods. It's a guaranteed better mood. It's like a magic pill that no one really tells you about if you don't exercise. I mean, this is my experience. I know other people that don't necessarily see it and say, oh yeah, it was because of this. But it is. You feel so much better after exercising. And we all know this. We all know that you are going to feel better. You're not going to regret going to the gym or doing whatever, going for a run, exercise, doing your football, fucking, I don't know, badminton, tennis, paddle. There's so much and so many sports out there to entertain yourself and to get a positive benefit. In a day where we're on social media and we're scrolling, and you see the effects of that. No one feels good after a scroll. After After scrolling for an hour, no one sat there and saying, oh God, that did me some good. But an hour of exercise, everyone feels better. Everyone feels that good that you don't talk about it. You don't recognize what it's done for you, but it is. If you're in a rut, if you're in a bad mood, if you can't figure something out in your life, if you can't get out of a situation, try exercise. See what it does for you mentally. Everything is 10 times harder if you're not exercising. That's what I find. You've got problems that become bigger, more complex, because you're not exercising. And people might think it's exaggerating a bit, but I know from experience that if the hardest thing that you do is exercise, all your other problems become simpler. You're not going to solve them overnight, but they become simpler. They become easier to manage. And that's where I'm going to get onto the idea that you have to do hard things. That is also a non-negotiable, because life's going to pin you down and going to fuck you up. So you're going to have hard experiences. Everyone's going to have trauma. Everyone's going to have stress. Everyone's going to struggle, not understand life. We're all going to go through shit that hurts us, that we find hard. And I'm a person that finds everything hard. Everything new's hard. Everything I've done before is hard. And I struggle with that. I struggle with having to cope and deal with things because I find things difficult. But through exercise, growing up, I've always done exercise. And I know it's made me sort of the person I am. To have the mindset of wanting to get past hard things, to wanting to accomplish hard things, whether I do it or not, whether I achieve the goal, whether I'm the best at something, it's irrelevant because I'm attempting to do hard things. And what it does is it makes, like I said, everything in life easier. Guaranteed. If you work hard at exercise, life becomes easier because you're doing something hard. You're choosing to put suffering into your own life, and it becomes, the end product becomes positive. And like I said, whether your exercise is going for a walk or going for a run or going to the gym and doing your sets and being Arnold Schwarzenegger or a modern day Sam Sule, whether you're doing that, whether that's what inspires you or not, or you just need to go for a walk, you just need to get your heart rate going, it does not matter. You just have to move your body. We go out and we walk dogs and we release that energy from a dog, because you'll see, if you don't walk your dog, watch their personality change. And it's the same with humans. If you don't exercise, if you don't go through the motions, if you don't release that pent-up energy, you will get anxious, you will get nervous, and it's not going to eradicate it fully, but it's going to dampen that voice in your head. The voice in your head is going to get a bit quieter. And it's difficult to start these things. My last video was talking about how to get yourself to the gym and how to do exercise. And my main point on that is find a partner, find a buddy, someone to do it with you. And they're out there. There is someone out there that will do it with you. There's no one who goes to the gym who won't invite a person to come with them. And just get there. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make this massive plan. Just get to the gym. And if you're with someone else, obviously they can show you the ropes. But if not, there's so much YouTube out there. Just keep it simple. Turn up to the gym, walk on a treadmill, go on the Stairmaster, look around and say, what do I know how to do when I walk into this gym? Do I know a dumbbell curl? Do I know a bench press? Do I know a squat? If I don't know any of these things, well, have I ridden a bike? Can I go sit on a bike and just do that for half an hour and go home? It doesn't matter. Don't overcomplicate it at the start. Just get there and you will figure it out. You will learn things. You will get motivated to do more things. And you'll look 3-4 years down the line and you won't even debate a technique. You won't even debate what plan you need to do. We overcomplicate it. We overcomplicate exercise. Like I said, it can just be walking. It can just find a fucking hill, walk up the fucking hill. You don't have a hill? Walk further on the flat. And if you have a dog, we all know it's a non-negotiable to be walking. And well done if you started walking. Well, now let's step it up a bit. You know, why won't you go to the gym? Why won't you do a competitive sport? For a boy or a girl, there's everything out there. There's netball, there's rounders, guys, there's basketball, football, paddle for women and men, badminton, women and men, tennis, women and men. There's so many things. Now, some of these sports require some technical ability and a bit of coaching. So join a club if you've got the money. And this is another thing. People always say you haven't got the money to exercise. Running's free, walking's free. And how many unhealthy habits do you have where you spend lots of money on them? How many of them do you not debate whether you're going to chuck a fiver at? When you buy a coffee, when you buy a takeaway. They're going to give you short-term pleasures, but exercise is going to change your life. And it might seem like an exaggeration, but it truly is. And like I said, I know I'm a different person when I do exercise. And I know life is just different when you're moving your body, when you're giving your sort of physical body a purpose, a meaning, to do something, to do what it's designed to do, which is to move. And this leads me on to momentum. What exercise does is it keeps your life moving forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you're still moving forward. You build this momentum, you build this motivation, you build this energy where you want to have better things in life, where you want to do better, where you want to be better. And you'll notice every area of your life will improve if you do exercise. You will view things differently. You'll have different opinions on different things purely off moving your body. You won't be stuck in a rut. You won't be saying, why me? You won't be questioning life as much because you'll just recognize actions is what changes everything. And that's what exercise is. It's performing in action. It's doing something. And it gets you going. If you don't know what to do with certain things, just do anything. Just do. And that's a solution for any problem. Just do the next fucking thing that needs doing. And you'll get different lessons from exercise. When you start pushing yourself harder, once you've got to the gym, once you've started, you will start pushing yourself and you'll realize the reward of hard work. You'll realize the reward of doing hard things. And lastly, if none of that gets you doing exercise, gets you to the gym, the one thing that holds me there without a shadow of a doubt, without a question, is injury prevention. I, in a sense, look at the gym and say, I have to go to the gym. There's no debating it. I can have breaks, but I know eventually I'm going to come back because my body, when it's not doing exercise, is in a state of injury. It's in a state of a bad back, bad shoulders, bad neck, all tightness. And it makes your life worse when you can't move, when you've got these injuries and it's preventing them. And you might be young like me and still getting them now, but think when you're older, you want to be able to move. You want to be able to do these things in life. What's the point of working 9 to 5, of living this life just for when you get older, not being able to move properly? And everyone's going to grow up and have these injuries. We're going to get stuff. And it's about preventing as much as you can now. And it's about figuring it out. Because I'll tell you now, you will not figure most things out first time when it comes to injuries. When it comes to your body not cooperating, it'll take you a year or two to figure out what truly fixes it, what truly is the best for you. So you gotta start now for your future self. You gotta start now so you can walk, so you can work, so you can function in the world. But I notice a difference. The times I remember when it comes to filming, the ones that stand out the most is when I was exercising the most. I feel I do better videos. I feel like I live life better and more full. Life feels like I'm living it, rather than life happening to me when I exercise. It's like it gets you doing things. It gets you in a state of action, rather than sitting back and everything's hitting you left and right. At least you're going out and doing something. And 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, there's all these things you just have to do just to get your heart rate going. And it's just start with the next fucking thing. If you've had a break, if you're like me, like I say, it has all these benefits, but I still have breaks. I still have moments where I become unmotivated, where I drop it and find it hard to pick it back up. Even though I know there's all these benefits to it, I still don't feel like I want to do it every day. And they're the best times to do it, when you don't want to do it, when you are bored. But it's about making it as easy as possible. We don't have to all be these athletes, these David Goggins, these professionals at the top of the sport, these hardworking, disciplined guys and girls. We don't have to be that. We just have to start with getting our heart rate up, with moving our body and seeing the personal benefits and sticking at it for a month, 2 months, 3 months at least. Don't just turn up for a day and think, oh, there's bollocks to this shit. I mean, you will do. That will happen. And that's why it's easier if you do it with someone, if you bring someone along, because you hold them accountable, you hold them responsible, and you're responsible and accountable for them. There's no excuse you can't talk yourself out of it, because you know you're both going to do this. And you both have to do this long term. And there's no harm just getting in the rhythm of it. And I think if I had to teach someone anything, it would be physical exercise. Because no matter what, that will change your life. That will change how you are. If you raise, in my head, I think if I'm raising a kid, there's so many counters to loads of things in life of how you should raise someone, what you should teach them. Should you let them be themselves? Should you be strict and whatnot? I can debate over all those different things in my head, but one non-negotiable is let the kid fucking run. Let the kid fucking move, use his body, release that energy. Find the lessons in sport, the heartbreak, the achievements. You know, exercise and sport embody life in a way. And it is a bit serious. You don't have to move every single day. Start once a week. And you'll slowly build up, because you'll get the dopamine hit. You think your sugar is a dopamine hit. You think your scrolling is a dopamine hit. Wait till you get a positive from exercise. And you won't feel it straight away. You might not figure it out, but chase that and search for that positive of doing hard things, the reward that comes after that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.